Recordings restarted. And then I will go back to sharing the screen. It looks like we do have okay, Tanya, thanks for letting us know that you're both there. I will try to stop at certain points and see if we have any questions. If you guys could please use the Q&A or the chat function. And then raise your hand if you happen to need to feel like you want to explain more or can't do your question through text there. So, and then we will get back to it. Chat is disabled. Let me see if there is a setting that I need to change or something. So let's just use the Q&A this evening at this point. All right, and then let me screen share again, and we will get this PowerPoint going this evening. And hopefully we'll be able to get you all some time back as well. So welcome to our cupboard training this evening. And our objective tonight is after completing this training, cupboard managers will understand how to manage all aspects of their cupboard. So our agenda is to meet our auditors this evening. Cookie dates, accepting deliveries, distributing cookies, damages, cupboard to cupboard transfers, tips for balancing, and relocation of your cupboard. So I am Elaine Gill with Girl Scouts of Central Indiana. I'm the product program manager for our cupboard, for our council. Some fun facts about me is I love to camp and learn about our national parks. I cook authentic Indian food. My family is all over the world. My husband is from India, and so he has several siblings and other family throughout the world and the US. And this is my 6th cookie season in product program. Some other information there is my contact information, email, and office phone number for you guys to be able to get a hold of me. That phone number actually is connected to an app on our cell phones these days. So that is quite easy to be able to get a hold of us, and I will have it up and running through 8 p.m. in the evenings for you all to contact me. Please, after 8 o'clock, please get a hold of me via email after those hours, and then I will get back to you. Of course, in an emergency of fire, call 911 and follow up with me in the morning. Then if you have any kind of theft, please do the non-emergency, call a non-emergency, file a police report, and then follow up again with me in the morning, and we will go from there on that. Then these are your auditors. Our head auditor is Gail Barrett. And then we have Cindy Pittman, Linda Ralston, Sandy Pash, and Cheryl Hines. Welcome. I know that they are on with us this evening as well. So our calendar this year, here are some important dates for everyone. The program did begin January 10th, yesterday. Several of you I know are receiving your cookies or have already received cookies this week to get your cupboards filled up. January 23rd is our starting inventory order is due from troops. February 5th is our final day to earn their digital cookie rewards. January 30th through February 5th is our initial order delivery out at the trucks. February 17th is National Girl Scout Cookie Weekend, and our hotspots begin. And then March 12th is our final day of the program. Stacy, which part of the dates do you feel are different? Sorry about that. I know I've been trying to keep these slides up with everything. Let's see here. I find Stacy in here so I can find her. I think I've allowed you to talk now, Stacy.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So when I copied stuff for our service unit out of the cookie news this week, the email, it stated that the 20th was our starting inventory deadline. This says the 23rd. So I'm just trying to make sure the info I'm giving out is correct.
Oh, I'm going to verify that for us. I believe Ashley keeps telling me the 23rd is initial order submission.
Okay, so it was wrong in the email blast this week.
Email blast would be correct. So because
okay.
Tashi has been doing that. So apparently I missed that, and sorry about that change. That should be the 20th, starting inventory due.
It is the 20th. Okay.
Yeah. I apologize on that.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure my post was right.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and move on. So when you guys are accepting deliveries, please do make sure that you are counting those cookies. Give me 1 second. For some reason, I can still hear Stacy. Would you mind muting yourself again?
I didn't.
Because it's not showing me that I can take you back down.
I found the button, so.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. So when accepting cookies and stuff on your deliveries, do make sure that you count everything in and make sure that if you need things restacked or anything like that, we do pay for a white glove service. So they do work for us when they come out. So please allow them to help you and get all that taken care of, but make sure that you get those cookies counted because you do sign for those cookies. And no additional cookies on top of that of what's on your C1 tickets, and signing your paperwork and bill of lading. The C1 ticket is what you'll need to sign. The bill of lading that they also have you sign and give you a pink copy of is really just for them. So you can just recycle or trash that one. And then if you have shorts or overs, if you missed it when you did the C1 ticket, you need to give me a call immediately so that we can make that adjustment and let Plains know that there was any issues with that. And this would be a picture of your C1 tickets. Just as a reminder, you do have to initial there on the bottom in both locations. You need to initial and give the count of your cookies and sign that as well. Sorry, my little buttons have just disappeared. There it goes. So then we get into distributing cookies. We have your troop order, all troops order in eBuddy, and they need the eBuddy app to pick up their cookies. You count, they count cookies, then you release the order for pickup in the app, and the troop accepts the order. Don't let them leave until they show you that they've completed this step in eBuddy, or you'll be making phone calls throughout the season trying to get them to do that exception on their end. So it's always a best practice is to have them accept that before they leave, that they received those cookies. So here's a few pictures that we have here of the app. Is when they open their app, they've got that pickup there at the bottom. And then the next screen, you'll see your troop number that you've searched for. Then you click on that receipt. And then you'll make sure you release the cookies for them. Once they've been released, you can look at troop transactions and pending orders. And then they can, once they do that, they can see their order there, that they can confirm that they've been picked up from you.
So this is the phone view. Will they be sending this to us so we can post it for people? Like in the past, like cheat sheets?
This we'll be posting this out for you guys to see. We don't usually open this like that. I don't think we sent it out last year. So we can send this PowerPoint to you guys as well for you guys to use. Usually it's fairly easy for them to open the app and to use right there at your cupboard, because this is how they'll get in and out. I'm not sure. I don't think that we had this in any of the troop trainings for cupboard pickup.
Right. Last year I just had it printed so that people who'd never done it before have an easy to follow guide.
Yeah, I can,
because I personally do everything on a computer. I don't use the phone app at all. So
right.
My view is completely different.
We can send, I'll send this PowerPoint and you guys can print off from there as well to be able to use there. Let's see. So Stacy, cookie news this week, 20th. Yep. Tanya, I see you have a question of, well, they know how to stack our cookies. I have never done this before. They do know how to stack cookies, Tanya. If you want them restacked, pallet stacked, which on the side of a box shows how the pallet stacking is done, you just let them know and they will restack it that way. At the Indy office, we have a tendency to have them put in the room in the manner in which they run on a order card. So it works for us. You looked like you were going to have a fairly large space. So you should be able to have them just stack them, pallet stack back on the pallets. If they're not able to go into a double door, they'll just restack for you. Hopefully that answers your question on that. We're going to move on here to the transaction forms. We use this form for damages and transfers. Cupboards no longer handle overs and shorts from delivery. Please direct them to the contact customer care at the 317-924-6800. We were able to get the transactions form in duplicate form this year. I'm pretty sure all of you should have received your package by now and have gotten some of those. If you run out and need more, please let us know. We'll be glad to drop more in the mail for you. So if you're doing transfers between the cupboards or back and forth between the Indy office and your location, just make sure you fill out those transfer forms, sign it, and make sure you keep a copy for yourself and for the cupboard it's going to, so that way you can send a copy to your auditors. If you have damages, make sure you do fill that out, get the troop number, get the troop to sign off that they had to exchange for damaged cookies on there. But again, overs and shorts from delivery will be handled from Indy office at this time. Cookie cupboard transaction forms. So here's one that we have here that talks about in the cookie office, we had some cookies that were found in inventory when they did a count. And so they've added those back in. And Gail, please feel free to jump in anytime going through these forms, because you guys are way more familiar with them on these. Not that I'm not familiar, but she has more tips and tricks of knowing these as well. Here is one that we are doing. A troop brought in some damages. So they brought in a damaged box of cookies and we are giving them a same box of cookies. So when you have damages, it is a tag-along for a tag-along or a Samoa for a Samoa, not a Samoa for tag-along. So the exchange is for the exact same cookie. So just always making sure that you said whether the troop brought the cookie back and whether you gave them a new cookie as well.
And you do an eBuddy entry that goes along with all of these forms.
Yes, thank you. This one represents a missing, like a damaged box as well, but the troop did not bring that back. The missing package inside of a case. So you gave them a cookie, but they did not bring you anything back, but which happens quite often. And so let's see. So this one would be a transfer from a cupboard to a cupboard. So you see there on the transfer side, we've entered what cupboard it's going to and have what cupboard is coming from. And then we enter the amount of cookies. And then that would also be an entry into eBuddy in your transactions tab.
And it's the responsibility of the from cupboard to do the form and the entry.
All right, and then here we have cookies that are to the planes cupboard coming from our 800 cupboard. On this one, we had some damages as well. So we listed those damages. And also then we were transferring cases of cookies. And this one is a relocation. And then tips for balancing this year. Ms. Gail, would you like to go over the tips?
Okay, well, first of all, please, every day that you're open, at the end of the day, send in the, what do you call it, the transaction form. It's in your cupboard manual. There should be a copy of it. Or not. There's a form that it's an inventory control sheet, and we're going to be looking for that every day right after you close. And on it, there will be the actual physical count in your cupboard and your eBuddy count at that time. And then we compare them and we know if you're out of balance or not. And it's important to do it every day because that gives us a head start on finding any problems. If you let it go, then it's just that much harder. Some of the things it will go off on are all involve pending transfers, and whether or not someone actually accepted their pickup, and whether you released and they accepted it, that changes the category that a cookie's in, whether it's pending or it shows as still on the floor or that it's been distributed. So you have to be careful with those because that can throw you off when actually everything might be right, but if the accounting is wrong. Sometimes people will mix up if it's a package or a case, just an entry error. A lot of times things coming from the warehouse's responsibility is to remove the pending. And this says 1 day, I've seen it 3 or 4 days. And so then you have to kind of carry over that it'll show as an out of balance, but you're really okay. And so in things like that, or anytime that you know what the issue is, feel free to write a note on the bottom of your inventory sheet. Don't worry about the format. I've gotten sticky notes before, crib notes on the side of a notebook page. Any way that you can provide us with more information is great, because pretty much we can figure most things out. most cupboards do balance to 0 at the end. And with your help, we can be your partners in getting that done.
It looks like we did have a question. Linda, I see your question there about going over damages and a box needs to be. So those damages, I know a lot of times the majority of damages even are on like Thin Mints or one of our heavier cookies towards the bottom. And a lot of times if the box is torn, really squashed beyond recognition, if they're a little bent or whatever, a lot of troops will still take those and sell them because there's nothing wrong with the cookie on the inside. It's just a little wonky of a box. But if you're in doubt, just go ahead and, damage that out. And then all damages will come back to the council at the end. Sometimes if you contact me and let me know what you've got or that you have a location in your area that you could donate to, a lot of times we'll go ahead and approve that and let you guys donate in your area, which is not a problem. But like I said, really damaged boxes are squashed beyond wanting to be sold by a troop at all, torn, water damage, things like that. If you happen to see, I know we had a little bit of that last year on some of our boxes. Cookies weren't bad. We did end up pulling them out of sleeves and donating them and using them with the American Dairy Association at the state fair this year. Because there was nothing wrong with the cookie, we were able to use them, but we did damage out the boxes and weren't able to sell them.
Yeah, and make sure if the case is damaged, go ahead and open the case, because sometimes half of the boxes will be fine. And so just damage out the actual damage package and not buy the whole case. And yes, as Elaine said, if it's kind of an in doubt, offer it to a leader. A lot of times the leader will take it even for their personal use. And because sometimes we have run out of cookies.
I'm looking to see if we have any other questions this evening.
Elaine, do you think the bakery will be able to fill additional orders or?
Right now, we actually have ordered in to our warehouse about 92% of our cookies for the sale. So we are hoping that we will continue to get place the rest of those as soon as we need to with initial order as well. So right now we're being told we'll be able to still get cookies. But we're still early in the sale. So at this point we are expecting to be able to get those additional cookies ordered in. But we have most of all of our required order already in the warehouse.
Oh, that's good. I remember the year that there were no cookies.
Yes, just last year, no cookies. It looks like, let me see. Okay. So cupboard access to after tonight's meeting tomorrow, you should have access. I'll be adding everyone for cupboards into that for your cupboard access. If you're not open a day, we meet someone to give them cookies. Should we send the inventory sheet that day or just wait for you need to, anytime you open your cupboard to hand out cookies, you need to be doing a starting inventory count, an ending inventory count, and sending that information over to your auditor anytime cookies move from your cupboard. Tanya, sometimes they do call a lot of times when they're about a half hour to an hour out to let you know that they're on their way. All cupboards open on the 14th. Shannon, by the way, the sweatshirt jacket was awesome. Thanks so much. You're welcome. I hope everyone enjoys them. Linda, last year I donated damaged cookie sleeves myself. Do I need to get approval this year? You should be fine, Linda. Please just everyone hold on to Thin Mints before donating, because if we work with the American Dairy Association again with the Thin Mint shake out at the fairgrounds, we like to be able to use those as they crunch them all up. So that's an easy way to help donate to that. And Tanya, is each location assigned an auditor? Yes, Gail just got the list today and we'll be working on assigned auditors. And once we have that, we will send that out to everyone and let you know who that is. And then they will also have access to your cupboard as well.
And you can expect to be contacted by your auditor within the next week. We'll have those assignments made. And if you could send a copy of your C1 ticket and your beginning inventory as soon as you get a delivery, that would be great. And we'll be ready to go for the 14th then.
And Tanya is, I assume we use the app to release cookies, or do I need a laptop at the cupboard location? You can use the app, Tanya. I know I have heard that there's a few people that are having an issue getting the app up and running this year. And we have an email out to Anne, our contact with LBB, Little Brownie Bakers, so that we can find out what's going on. I know Susie DeLay was having some issues with that, so we are working on that. So if you are having an issue, just know that we are working on it, and hopefully they'll have that up and running soon. Becky, when we find out what days we will be getting our initial delivery, as well as weekly restocks. So you should have already been contacted, Becky, about your initial delivery on when those were coming. I do know that we have a few roving cupboards, so those we won't know if you're a part of a roving. You won't get your first one until initial orders have been submitted. So as soon as we get that information of how much and when, I will let you know. And weekly restocks, I'm hoping to be able to send out when we have auditor information. I should be able to get that to you as well. Becky, we can chat offline after the meeting and make sure that you've gotten yours. I'll reach out to you. Vicki, well, we still have the tablets to use. Vicki, you will have one. I have it at the Indy office. Next time you're in, please stop by and I will get that for you. I'm out Thursday and Friday working from home, but I can have Genevieve in the Indy office help get that for you. Sorry, I'm still scrolling down to see if I can see things here. Oh, Vicki, just check in with Genevieve at the office. She'll get you. And Miss Gail, did you happen to have any other tips or tricks or anything to help out giving info on?
Not at the top of my head. It's always different every year. There's always something, and we'll tackle that when we get to it. But just count carefully and stay in touch with us all the time, and try really hard not to do more than like issuing one order or at a time, or taking a delivery at the same time that you're filling orders, because that is always when it gets confused.
Okay, looking to see what else we might have here. Linda says, can we get the spreadsheet for counts, even if we forgot to ask for it? Yes, I will send those out as well. That will, anybody who asked for the electronic version, it is the same as last year, but I will resend that out as well. That'll, once I get the list of auditors from Gail, she's usually pretty quick, so we should hopefully have that out to you guys no later than probably Monday or Tuesday. Gail, would that be fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have an auditor meeting tomorrow, and I'll have it out then.
Awesome. I'm going to, I'm practicing my little long pause here. Give anybody any other chance for any other questions. But if we are about done, I would love to be able to give you all back about a half an hour of your evening. And thank you so much for everyone attending. Let's see, somebody else came in. Thanks, Linda. I am going to stop sharing my screen for a second here and see if I can't pull up a picture of that sheet that Gail was talking about earlier for your inventory counts. I believe I have access to a PDF of that.
Those have been mailed out, haven't they?
They have.
Okay.
Yep, they were. I was just seeing if I happen to have. I don't. We had an issue with our print folder recently that it somehow got deleted.
Yep.
and so most everything came back. So I was like, oh, let me see if I can see a copy of it, but I'm not seeing a copy in this folder any longer. No, I apologize. I wish I could show you guys that sheet. I will have to take I believe you all did receive it though, and it has opening inventory at the top and a closing inventory on that. And we quit doing like morning and afternoon on it, or morning and evening, and just did an open and close, so it didn't matter what time you were opening your cupboards. Well, it looks like we don't have any other questions this evening, so we will let you guys enjoy the rest of your time. And then it looked like Stacy, you said you had a couple questions, so if you wanted to stay on, I'll be glad to help answer a few of those questions for you. But we look forward to working with the rest of you throughout the season. And auditors, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow evening.
Thanks, everyone.
Hi, Stacy.
Hello. Okay, so I'm new to the service unit cookie manager role, and I'm struggling with eBuddy. So I finding my troop wasn't hard, and I finally did figure out how to do the initial order part earlier.